तो दोस्तों अभी हम लोग आए हैं काफ़ी एक इंडस्ट्री वेटरन है उनको मिलने उनके रेसिडेंस में. उनके पास काफ़ी सारे गेमिंग कंसोल्स हैं. सो वी आर नाउ अबाउट टू मीट Hrishi Oberoi sir. Hello sir, how are you? Welcome to the channel. And now we are heading over to his place to find out some amazing consoles and games. So what are we going to expect, sir?
I mean, we'll have to go and check. It's in a real mess right now, but there's work going on in the house. But I've got a whole bunch of old Nintendo consoles all the way up from Nintendo, Super Nintendo, the N64, GameCube, Wii U, and then a couple of PlayStation consoles also.
Wow.
And I probably will have a bunch of games as well.
Yeah.
And probably a few handhelds if we can find them.
Fantastic. Chalo, let's head over to his place now. So we are finding treasure inside Hrishi sir's home. Oh, Tropico. This was one of my favorite games, Tropico.
This is the original, right? Yeah, this is the first one.
Yeah.
There's a Indian who's the design director for the latest one,
Tropico 6, is it?
7, 8, I don't even know. Jitesh.
Doom. This was my first game.
Doom 3?
No, not
This is Doom
the
3.
first one.
Yeah.
I thought this is the first one.
This is Doom 3. Oh, this is Paradise Island.
I had so much fun playing Tropico.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I can't say on the camera the things that I did in Tropico. Like my population management skills were a bit dictatorial.
Yeah, so here, these are I think these two. This one and this one. This one at least looks clean.
Yeah.
If you see, this is the Super Nintendo. I don't think I have anything older than this. I doubt it'll work.
SNES.
Yeah. See how grey this has all become. This is quite old. This is the US version. This is much older. This is 91.
Okay.
No, not 91. 93 or 94.
94 was when I was 1.
So this is older than you. Yeah, so these are the Nintendo ones. These ones are also. So this is I've actually put this as a keep pile and this as a sell pile, and the Sony PlayStations on the sell pile.
Okay.
Original one.
Yeah.
If anyone's interested.
Oh, this is PS1.
Yeah. PS1 and PS2. Old logo.
Yeah.
So this was the original controller for the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
And the cartridge for Street Fighter I had for Super Nintendo.
Okay. This one is for the GameCube, right? This controller?
Yeah. So these are the Nintendo ones, right? So 91, well, I guess 91 it was launched, but we got it in 93 or 94.
Okay.
The Super Nintendo was out. The Street Fighter 2 was originally on this one.
Okay.
And then Mortal Kombat came out on this one.
Okay.
What I was telling you was that I got Street Fighter 2 for this after it had come out in arcades in Bombay.
Wow.
So we started playing it in arcades in Bombay, and we were like all of me and a couple of friends of ours in Kapre when we used to play in Kolaba and all.
Yeah.
We used to go to an arcade out there and play, and then we realized that it's available for Super Nintendo. And then we bought it, and then we started playing it on this. But I think there was something in the arcade which was slightly faster. Okay. And it was a little bit more competitive. There's a slight difference. There's always a slight difference with the console. Then of course after Super Nintendo, the N64 came out. N64 is I think, I want to say 98 or 99, something like that. This was the original controller for the N64. Wow. They're the ones who created the first joystick. So before this, PlayStation controllers didn't have
Joystick.
the joystick. So this is the first original PlayStation controller, right? So it has no joystick, right? So when N64, so there's a huge story behind it, right? Behind the creation of the N64 and the PlayStation, that Sony was supposed to do the CD-ROM for them, and then last minute Nintendo said, "Oh, we're not going to do with Sony. We're just going to stay with cartridges." And then Sony got so pissed off that that's when they created the PlayStation. So this was launched
Yeah.
And then they created this, and they came up with a regular controller. I think they're the first one who came up with a shape like this,
Yeah.
so that it's easy to grip.
Yeah.
But these guys, of course, did their own thing. And the reason why they did this also, you see. One though, if you see the buttons, they've changed the buttons up. But this has not got the standard 4 buttons. It's got like 6 buttons for some reason.
Yeah.
And there's this Z out here.
Okay. but how do you like control this? I mean, this is a little odd to play, right? Because
So the way, so I guess the reason why they did that, if you can see this, it's like the idea was to do this as a gun.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
I assume, right? Because there's a trigger out here. But what they actually managed to also do with this, so essentially when you're playing, right, you play like this.
Yeah.
And this became Z targeting.
Okay.
What they call Z targeting, right? So this is a Z controller. So
I see.
Nintendo actually created that in 3D games, basically, for consoles, because consoles are the one who had controllers, right? So when they launched the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, from a third-person perspective, when you're controlling a third person, when you're trying to target a character, the character may be moving around. So so this was you use Z to lock on the character.
I see.
And then when you lock and then move, then that becomes the pivot point.
Okay.
And then you move around the character, so it was easy to fight. This was fighting.
Yeah.
Right?
The most popular console in India.
PlayStation 2.
Remember playing at cafes on this console.
Yeah.
This and that huge arcade boxes. And this is 8 and 8, 16 GB.
GB? I don't think it's GB. Is it GB? MB.
MB. Oh my god. MB.
And if you check here, this is marked in red, which means some shop in Bombay would have taken it and cracked it.
Okay.
So that you could play pirated games.
Yeah. And this is expansion day.
So this is actually for hard disk. Now, mine you won't see, but we had also done some development on PlayStation 2.
Right.
So when you do development on PlayStation 2, you have to add a hard disk into that.
Okay.
So the development goes on that.
Right. Now they've made like a separate dev kit altogether.
This was a converter for the PS2, which is also shaped as a PS2.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason I had to get that crack also, because it's a PS2.
Like the early 2000s were wild times. You saw so many interesting designs.
Oh, there.
This is the portable
Oh my
one.
god! You were talking about.
Oh wow, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, there you go. This is the real treasure trove.
Wow.
This is open from the wrong side, but still. And these are really the ones which are older than you.
Oh wow. Donkey Kong. Damn. This is the disc cassette, right? Mortal Kombat. Cartridge.
And you were talking about Street Fighter, I think, but these are like literally classics. Like if you take a look at these two, you will always find, at least these two, you'll always find this one and that one.
Metroid.
And
Oh, Street Fighter 2. So cool.
so that is actually a later version of that, and that's why I said, right, we've got that after we started playing on the arcades. This is actually called Super Street Fighter 2. Okay. It had a few more characters. So the original Street Fighter 2 didn't have, there were 4 characters that it didn't have. It didn't have Tammy, DJ, and 2 other characters I don't remember.
Nintendo Game Boy.
That's the original Game Boy. Which game is in there?
Mega Man.
These two are like definitely classics, right? These are
Yeah.
like 10 on 10 classics. This one I remember like one of the best endings of a game, at least at that time, ever. Like it's like unbelievable. You can have a look at the cartridges also.
What are these two?
These are what Nintendo called Game & Watch. And now I was supposed to get that lying at home. What they did so these are where literally when they first came up with handheld gaming.
Okay.
I think this predates the NES as well.
Okay.
So what it is, and now none of these will work.
Ah, wow.
It's like a handheld
Just
console.
with one single game.
Just with one single game, and it's very straightforward.
It's like that. Before this, that water wala thing used to come.
and you used to put like pencil at the cells in
small
this.
cells, yeah.
And I'll tell you something very interesting about this. Voltage required for this, the ampere rate is like 1.5 amps.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, 1.5 volts. Sorry, 1.5 volts. Right? But it's in a small percent.
Yeah.
But technically, your pencil batteries are also 1.5 volt.
Okay.
Right? So now getting these batteries are very difficult.
Right.
But and you can make out. You can see this. Can you see some wire out here?
Yeah.
You know why this wire is there? This I jerry rigged it because then I used to attach separate pencil batteries when I ran out of these to make it run. So you could actually work it with pencil batteries also.
Okay.
And these are some of the old ones: Donkey Kong, Oil Panic. This is Mickey Mouse.
So, what's the difference between this and this?
Nothing is just
apart from the hardware.
Yeah, so these were the
Design.
older ones, single screen, and then they came out with dual screen. I guess they realized that the dual screen will be more fun and they'll be different. With dual screen, and actually this is where the idea or the continuation of the
3DS.
DS and the 3DS also
Yeah.
came from, because they realized dual screen itself has its own
Advantages.
they used to have gameplay which was on the top screen as well as bottom screen.
Right.
So this used to come like different types of gameplay.
Yeah.
This was of course the classic one, the original Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
The original Donkey Kong, I think, was dual screen. That's the original Donkey Kong, the console game.
Yeah.
Was where Mario was first introduced, right?
Yeah.
So this is the recreation of that in a handheld mode.
Okay.
And this would have been in like what mode, 1981 or something. This one is 82.
Yeah.
It's like really old, man. Yeah, all of these are 82. And now what they did was, and what I wanted to also to share, I forgot to get it. For the 30th anniversary, 30th or 25th anniversary of both Mario and Zelda, they created this size
Console.
Yeah, a console which was like a sort of special edition.
Yeah.
One was for Mario and one was for Zelda. I had the Zelda one last year, and I bought the Mario one, where it's exactly like this, same form factor, but they had the original Mario game in one and the original Zelda game in one. So even though it's like sort of nostalgia for the Game & Watch, but also nostalgia for the original Mario game in the Zelda.
And do you remember what might be the cost of these back in the day?
God, I never bought them. My dad bought them. I have no idea how much he spent on them. So 1982, I would have been
kid.
Yeah, I was like 5 years old.
Okay.
I have no idea. And these ones also have
the pack that you did. My first Zelda game is Breath of the Wild.
Really?
I just started it.
Very good. It's a good game to start with. Also, then you won't kind of get a sense of how the progression was, what it's changed to what, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, Ninja Turtles! I used to love this game back in the day. Like the Star Wars game too. You can make this all.
So in the Nintendo shop in New York, they have a lot of memorabilia and all also. So they also have the Game Boy, and just to show how tough the Game Boy is, they actually have a Game Boy out there which survived the Afghanistan war in America. So it was like blown up in a tank, like whoever from the thing. This is of course the original, not Afghanistan, the Iraq war. So in '92, I guess, thing. And so it had sort of sinked and burnt and all from here, but apparently it was still in working condition. Wow, it's crazy. These are the original Game Boy games. I don't think any of these are like really iconic as such, but fun cartridge. Robocop 2, boxing. This was I don't know whether you guys saw this or not. This is Gradius. Gradius, you remember? It was like one of the first. It was one of the first side-scrolling space shooter.
Okay, like Space Invaders?
Like Space Invaders. Space Invaders top for side-scrolling. Okay. So these were originally for the Nintendo NES, and then they made a version for Game Boy. I don't think I have the Mario for this or the Zelda for this. So unfortunately, my collection of Game Boy games is very limited. And there's Star Wars. This I played a lot. This was a lot of fun.
Like nowadays, I think most of my audience won't even relate to discs nowadays.
Pinball. Oh wow. Pinball.
This must have been so much fun to play. Because pinball, you don't even need multiple levels, right? It's just one single level.
Yeah. I don't know whether you played any of those other Game & Watch type games, but I wish I had gotten it and
Yeah.
I'll show you how it, because that's a running game, right? It still runs.
Yeah.
So I can see it showing you how it plays also.
Wow, it has a camera as well.
This came out after the Wii,
Okay.
right? So
Yeah.
the Wii came out in 2005, 2006, something like that.
Yeah.
So this must have come out in 2000, I want to say 10, 11, something like that.
Did this have any kind of facial tracking or something? Like, what's the use of the camera?
I think they did have some games because Nintendo did a lot of crazy stuff with, Nintendo's done a lot of like experimental games, correct? So they did have a game, I guess, if they did some facial tracking. See if it's slim. Let's see if which game is inside. And the reason why I still had this also is because I think I was still playing on this. There were two games which I was still playing on this. One was Last of Us, and the second was the guitar game. Rocksmith, yeah, something like that.
I've got a handful of PS Vita games also. All this I was going to try to figure out what to do. PSP games.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2, I think I had mostly pirated games only. So those are true. What am I going to do with pirated games? Wii U, GameCube games. And then there's a whole bunch. There are a handful of.
Street Fighter.
So this is the 3DS Street Fighter.
Okay.
I don't know whether you ever saw this.
Wow.
Street.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah.
Xbox Street Fighter also. And this is the only PS2 games that I've kept which are original. So I had a bunch of. Here's another Street Fighter, by the way.
4.
This, so you must be having one. These are 3DS games, these are DS games. The other PlayStation 2 games that I had, they were all the Indian PlayStation 2 games. You know the
Ones developed by Indian companies?
Yeah.
There are a handful of them.
Yeah. This Trine had developed a couple of games.
Yeah. So there was a Ravan game.
Yeah.
Then there was a company called FX Labs which had developed there was one Hanuman game.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Okay, but it was called something Games of India or something like that.
Yeah. I
All
remember
those
that.
games Alwani took.
Okay.
I think he took it for like just for like keepsake, not for actually playing. Just because